This video is sponsored by NordVPN. Start protecting your internet experience today with 77% off a 3-year plan by using code 24framesanick at nordvpn.com/24framesanick.
Your mission. Should you choose to accept it? I wonder, did you ever choose not to? The end you always feared is coming. And the blood will be on your hands.
Let me start by telling you right now that Totally Spies is strange. This, by far, is one of the strangest cartoons I have ever seen.
Ciao, bellísimas.
It is a show without consequence, without rules or guidelines, without any consideration for the viewer's mental capacity. And yet, every second of it is incredibly entertaining. I never actually watched the show growing up, but I always kept the images of 3 girls in the uniforms of red, yellow, and chartreuse in my mind for the longest time. The show follows the characters of Sam, Alex, and Clover and their zany adventures as spies. They go on crazy missions with wacky gadgets and always undergo complete horrid body changes. They live double lives as teenagers, obsessed with shopping at the mall and undercover spies for the agency known as Whoop. Whoop whoop! They fall under the guise and teachings of Jerry, this Alfred-ass looking dude who loves to swing them into the headquarters at the worst times. Like, I swear this man does this purely as a means of enjoyment in his tedious day-to-day. Like, these girls are just having a heart-to-heart on a bench, and Jerry just wants to suck them up through his tunnel and put them on a mission.
Sam, no fun! Cut it out! Stop it! Right now!
Like, they could be talking about heartbreak or depression or that one time all the Marvel characters turned to leaves, and he's just like, ha, you sliding away from that bullshit into my bullshit. Then he would always give them an introduction to their mission of the day and show them some new gadgets, like classic spy thriller gadgets that consisted of normal day-to-day items but with special enhancements. A lot of these gadgets are incredibly powerful and useful to have, but their usefulness does not hold a candle to NordVPN. But more info on that later. Unlike Total Drama Island and 16, where the shows were originally from Canada that were later picked up in the United States, Totally Spies is American first and French-Canadian second. Which I found really odd since many of the voice lines are terribly synced with what the character is actually saying. If you pay attention to the mouths of what anyone is saying, it always looks incredibly lazy.
Hello, girls. I'm Max Smith, your new Whoop Guardian.
You're our new guardian? What happened to Jerry?
And it's clear the animators put zero effort into syncing it with the voices. Now, at first, I thought this was because the show was originally voiced in French for the French-Canadian audience, but no, that came after the American version, so there is no excuse here. Like, just look at the mouth movements from Generator Rex.
My bios spike every time I see you, Dr. Holiday.
It's not perfect, but it seems like he's actually saying that in a cartoon. Now look at Totally Spies, it's all over the place. But this show is totally lit. Right, girls?
Totally!
Totally.
Totally!
Totally.
Totally!
Totally. The art style, while memorable in its character designs, is so terrible. And while I like to rag on old cartoon art styles from the past, Totally Spies is in like its own category. The amount of times these characters' eyes break or their mouths grow way too big for their heads is hilariously bad. One second the girls are just having a normal conversation and then, oh my god, she just lost her soul. Their eyes constantly go dead randomly in each episode, and it's incredibly obvious this is by the animation error, not for any comedic effect. Like, does this actually seem like a sane human being would animate something to look like this intentionally?
For you. Sorry I didn't have time to get it gift wrapped.
Oh, you girls can't be serious.
but I would be lying if I said I didn't absolutely adore it. Generally, I want to know why the art style got all greasy throughout season 3, like it's normal in every season except season 3, where it looks incredibly unofficial and bad. But okay, enough about the art style. If you can get past the animation and just try to absorb the story, if you just try to take in the spy action-filled cartoon, what you get is a fever-dreamed reality. This show has the most insane editing I have ever seen.
Aww. Well, of course you are, silly. And that's why I'm gonna borrow your leopard print sandals tomorrow.
Clover, what is it? What's wrong?
Physics and science constantly breaks in order to meld itself into a constant form of energy for your veins. It's something I like to call help me editing. Like you're just watching it alone at night, and it keeps drawing you in more and more with its absurdity, until every single inch of your sanity is destroyed.
Be cool, party Saturday night.
Try again. That's the same night as our party.
Oh, really? Well, I'm sure the three of you will have a nice time alone. Gotta go. We're putting a skating rink in the pool.
But it definitely has the most beautiful title cards I've ever seen. Each episode will start with some terrible traumatic intro, like something that is incredibly devastating and horrific, and then out of nowhere, in the weirdest spot possible, the title will fly from off the screen all glitzy and cutesy.
If you just tuned in, we're coming to you live from Niagara Falls. What kind of sick mind would do this?
It's pure art. But this show is full of amazing episode titles. You got classics like Dental, More Like Mental, or Evil Coffee Shop Much. We even got Planet of the Hunks and The Incredible Bulk.
Hell is that?
Well, it ain't Barney the Purple Dinosaur.
One episode I remember vividly was The New Jerry. It opens up with some dude causing an avalanche on a bunch of Bambis, but luckily the spies are there to hit that snow with some hotness and melt it down. They're seemingly fed up with having a task like saving animals as a mission, so they get all pissy at Jerry.
That mission was totally lame. I mean, avalanche patrol? What are we, spies or forest rangers?
This leads Jerry to steal the face of Sam for a moment while Clover does some digital snowboarding with, is that Logan Paul? So soon they literally teleport through a hairdryer without any explanation whatsoever to Whoop headquarters. Whoop whoop! And it turns out Dave Franco is replacing Jerry. So their first mission under the new boss is shopping. A much better task than saving animals in their eyes. Dave Franco gives them a credit card and sends them to Paris, but greed gets the better of them and their credit card goes all slicey and dicey and tries to give them all paper cuts. So that's no biggie to them, nothing alarming. Then the new boss gives them a car that instantly blows up and they're still incredibly unsuspecting, which by now just shows that their spy skills are incredibly trash. Like, all these girls want to do is shop and vacation. They can't even sniff out a fishy scenario. So they try to contact Jerry and find out that the video is just a recording. And yet they still don't even question their new boss until they see his fucking name tag spells out a villain name backwards. Like, if this is the only giveaway to why you couldn't trust this guy, then they really aren't cut out for fucking spies. It turns out Dave Franco was in Nam, so he goes into space to evaporate all the water on the planet, which is absurdly amazing. Like, props to him for his ambition. But while the spies are up in space, they notice Jerry and see that he's fucking dead. Boo from Dragon Ball Z comes in and kills Dave, and it's all good in the end somehow, the end. And that episode is the best representation of the show. A bunch of crazy, weird plot elements pushed around these girls failing really hard at being actual spies. Stuff gets incredibly weird and over the top, and it's so entertaining. Some of the gadgets have incredibly insane uses that shouldn't be possible in normal reality, and it's great.
I'm going to use it to evaporate the entire Earth's water from the safety of my spaceship.
But their skill with using these gadgets is not so great. They're always getting hacked or having their information stolen, which is never good. You see, if they had NordVPN, they could have prevented all of it. NordVPN uses military-grade encryption to protect your internet data so no one else can access it. A VPN is a service that allows you to access the web privately and safely by routing your connection through a server and hiding your online actions. This technology is far beyond anything the Totally Spies had, and I highly recommend it. NordVPN is the top VPN with an incredibly user-friendly design and interface that allows for the easiest and best way to protect your information. You see, NordVPN takes your internet and data that is normally up in the air for someone to grab, and it scrambles it so incredibly hard that no one can give you any resemblance of a hacking scare while it's on. With thousands of servers in 61 plus countries, you can be living in America with the power of NordVPN and just click on another country and boom, unbeknownst to everyone, you can receive anything special to that region's internet, even though you aren't actually there. Like if I wanted YouTube videos that aren't available in my country, I could use NordVPN to watch anything from around the world. And what's amazing is that NordVPN is offering my viewers 77% off 3-year plans. And that's just $2.75 a month. Just go to nordvpn.com/24framesofnick or click the link in the description to sign up and start protecting yourself. That's nordvpn.com/24framesofnick and use the code 24framesofnick at checkout and get started today.